Good morning, dear children. Wish you all a happy Independence Day in advance. I hope, like the dawn of 15th August 1947, which brought us freedom from British rule, the dawn of 15th August 2020 brings us freedom from this pandemic which has claimed many lives. With this hope, let us start Social Science lesson number 6, Effects of the British Rule in India. Aruna was reading the newspaper in the morning while her daughter Purva was sitting beside her and doing her homework. Aruna read loudly, Revolution in Libya. Hearing this, Purva asked, "Why do people revolt?" Aruna answered, "When the needs of people are not satisfied, when people face economic crisis, they revolt. In our country also, during the British rule, the condition of the people was very bad and resulted in a revolt. Let me tell you about the life of the Indians at that time." So children, here the mother is trying to explain to Purva, who is curious to know about why people revolt. After she had heard a news from the newspaper, the mother says that when hard work does not reward you economically in a way that you are able to satisfy your needs, you tend to revolt. For example, if a farmer works for a landlord, he is working very hard, he is giving his 100% and still the landlord is not paying him much enough to satisfy his basic needs, he would start revolting. The mother also tends to tell Purva about the condition of people during British rule and life of the people. India was economically prosperous till the 18th century. The anarchy that followed the death of Aurangzeb too could not weaken it. It has been admitted by historians across the world that the industries, production techniques, and the organization of trade in India were unmatched at that time. The same country, India, became poor and bankrupt during the nearly 200 years of the British rule. It became the country that supplied raw material to the factories in England and offered a large market for the finished products of the factories in England. So, India was named Golden Bird by all the nations because whether you talk about wealth, raw material or culture, India was a prosperous nation in all. Even after death of Aurangzeb, when nobody was there to centrally govern the country, this prosperity remained unchanged. Historians have also admitted that India was rich as far as industries and their working was concerned, or whether it was running of trading units. It had monopoly over things unmatched in the entire world. Traders came to trade, saw the riches, got greedy and became rulers. With the British rule in the country, the drain of wealth led to making the country poor. A one-time owner of raw materials now started exporting goods to England. The Britishers made money by producing things from the same raw material and selling it in the huge Indian market. Condition of peasants and agriculture during the British rule. The British got a new opportunity to increase their income after the acquisition of the Diwani rights, that is, rights to collect land revenue of Bengal, Bihar and Odisha. They started exploiting peasants to earn more revenue, and as a result, the peasants became poorer. Many times, the peasants had to sell their jewelry to pay the large revenue. A large number of peasants had to borrow money from the moneylenders and consequently fell into a debt trap. Farmers lost their land and agriculture suffered in many regions of India. Moreover, Bengal witnessed a terrible famine in the year 1770 CE, in which lakhs of people died of starvation. The biggest mistake that was done by Indian rulers was to give the revenue collection rights in the hands of Britishers. An agriculture-based country where the peasants were generating maximum revenue started being exploited by the Britishers in the name of revenue. Their situation went on deteriorating and they had to sell everything they had to survive. They sold their lands and were under huge debt borrowed from moneylenders. And in 1770, the situation became worse when a famine struck Bengal and many people starved to death. Governor General Lord Cornwallis enforced Permanent Settlement Act in order to collect revenue. As per this act, the company fixed the revenue on an annual basis. The zamindars, that is the landlords, were given the permanent rights of land and revenue collection. This is how a class of landlords loyal to the company was created. This act also ensured the income of company. Against this, the peasants who worked hard in the hot sun to cultivate the land and grow crops were exploited. Lord Cornwallis, he introduced Permanent Settlement Act. So whatever may be the situation, the farmers had to pay a fixed amount yearly. The zamindars who became loyal to the British got permanent rights to collect revenue, and the hard-working peasants went on becoming poor. The company earned huge profits from the revenue collected by them. So, the poor farmers were exploited and the zamindars went on becoming rich. Effects on social life. Warren Hastings, the person who was given the job of collecting revenue, was known as a collector. He also performed the function of a judge. The British system of administration destroyed our ancient system of self-rule. In the ancient times, every village was like a small republic. Gram Panchayats handled the administration of the entire village. These Panchayats were like the backbone of the self-rule in our country. These institutions of local self-rule stood their ground even during the times of foreign invasions and the Sultanate period, but were destroyed due to the administrative policies of the British. So, Warren Hastings became the collector for revenue collection. A long time self-rule by village panchayats that withstood even the foreign invasions and the Sultanate period was not able to withstand the policies made by the British. So, administration of villages also went into the hands of the British, and the panchayats considered as the backbone of the country were broken. The policy of social reforms by the company made people feel insecure and suspicious. They felt that the government was trying to convert them to Christianity and destroy the Indian culture and religion forever. People believed that the Indian social system was deliberately undermined in the railways and military. An order was passed in Agra that every Indian had to salute the British. If it was not done, it was considered a crime and was liable for punishment. As a result, there was a widespread sentiment of anger and hatred for the British among the Indians. So, in the name of social reforms, the British tried to convert people to Christianity. They wanted that people should salute the Britishers, failing which they would be punished. The religious beliefs of the people of our country were laughed at by the Britishers in railways and military. So, with all these things together, Indian people started hating the Britishers. So, dear children, with this, we come to the end of this session. Go through the video thoroughly to understand the chapter. Read the chapter again and again from the book and develop the habit of reading. Have a good and healthy day. Thank you.